origin of Earth. How does the Juno mission of NASA help to understand the origin and evolution of the Earth? 2017 tenths. Plate tectonics, continental drift, and seafloor spreading. Write brief but precise note on seafloor spreading. 2010 fifths. What do you understand by the theory of continental drift? Discuss the prominent evidences in its support. 100 words. 2013 fifths. Explain the formation of thousands of islands in Indonesian and Philippines archipelagos. 2014 tenths. Why are the world's fold mountain systems located along the margins of continents? Bring out the association between the global distribution of fold mountains and the earthquakes and volcanoes. 2014 tenths. Define mantle plume and explain its role in plate tectonics. 2018 tenths. Discuss the geophysical characteristics of Circum-Pacific Zone. 2020, 10 marks. Mention the global occurrence of volcanic eruptions in 2021 and their impact on regional environment. 2021 tenths marks, 150 words. Landforms. Write short note on glacier. 012. Describe the characteristics and types of primary rocks. 22 tenths. How are the fjords foamed? Why do they constitute some of the most picturesque areas of the world? 150 words. 2023 tenths marks. Deserts. Where do we find large desert areas in India? What steps have been taken by the government for their development? 1985 20th. Where is the Desert National Park situated in India? Why has it been created? GS3, 1988 halves. Which parts of India are described as arid zones? Comment on the characteristics and economic activities prevalent in these regions. 1990 3/15. Write briefly about Desert Development Program. GS3, 2002 tenths. Write on Desert National Park in about 20 words. GS3, 2009 halves. Major hot deserts in Northern Hemisphere are located between 20 to 30 degrees N latitudes and on the western side of the continents. Why? 200 words. 2013 tenths. Examine the causes and the extent of desertification in India and suggest remedial measures. GS3, 2012 fifths. The process of desertification does not have climate boundaries. Justify with examples. 150 words. 2020. Marks. Wastelands. List major areas of wasteland in India. Write a note on the prospects of the wasteland development in the country, explaining its impact on the food, fodder, and fuel supply. 1986 20ths. What is wasteland? Write a note on prospects of wasteland development in India. 2010ths. What is Integrated Wastelands Development Program? 2002 tenths. Drainage system. Name the major intermayanal rivers flowing through India. What countries/states are covered by the Ganga and the Godavari rivers on their course from their source to the sea? 1980 thirds. Is it correct to say that the land of India slopes from west to east? 1981 thirds. What is Dakshina Ganga? Why is it so named? 1991 thirds. Why have the rivers of the peninsular India well-defined rigid channels in sharp contrast to the Himalayan rivers? 1995 20ths. Write short note on two prominent left bank tributaries of River Ganges. 2001 halves. Describe the major characteristics of the rivers of peninsular India. 2003 tenths. Write brief but precise note on causes for dominant dendritic pattern of drainage in the Gangetic Plains. 2010 fifths. There is no formation of deltas by rivers of the Western Ghats. Why? 2013 fifths. Soils. Type and distribution of soils. Describe the various types of soils and their distribution in India. 1983 15ths. What are laterite soils? Where do we find these in India? Explain their problem and the most suitable use. 1986 20ths. What are black soils? Give their distribution in India and explain their uses and problems. 1988 20ths. Why are the soils of Malwa and Madhya Pradesh black, while those of Karnataka red? Discuss the relative fertility of these soils. 1994/15. Write short note on India's laterite soils. 2000 halves. Write short note on Rigors. 2005 halves. Write short note on Karawas. 2005 halves. Write notes on Inceptisol. 20 words. 2007 halves. Soil erosion and conservation. Soil erosion is one of the most crucial problems in India and offers the most frightening prospects for the coming years. Describe the various kinds of soil erosion and the steps which may be taken for the protection of land. 1984/15. What is the need for soil conservation? What are the major measures taken by the government towards conserving soil in India? 1990/15. Write note on causes of soil erosion and its control in India. 2005/10. Write notes on causes of Chambal ravines. 2007 halves. Physiography of India. Name the main physiographic divisions of India and give the salient features of each division. 1984/15. Why is India considered as a subcontinent? Elaborate your answer. 2021 tenths marks, 150 words. Mountains. Describe briefly the role of the Himalayas in the resource development of the country. 1983/15. Why are the Aravallis called a divide between Mewar and Marwar? 2004 tenths. Plateau. How is Meghalaya Plateau separated from the Deccan Plateau? 1991 thirds. What do you understand by Deccan Trap? Describe its characteristics. 1995/20. Discuss the natural resource potentials of Deccan Trap. 2022 tenths. Plains and deserts. Define Terai region. 2003 halves. Write short note on the following: Sabarkantha and Banaskantha. 2004 halves. Write about Terai region in 20 words. 2008 halves. Coastal plains and islands. Why is the Coromandel coastal plain wider than the Malabar coast? 1983 thirds. How do the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep differ in the geological evolution and topographical conditions? 1998/15. Write short note on the following: the Sundarbans. 2004 halves. Write notes on Indira Point. 2007 halves. Write about Barren Island. 2009 thirds. Write about Thalassery, Kerala. 2002 halves. Lakes. Write about Parichu Lake. 2004 halves. Write short note on the following: the Sampar Lake. 2004 halves. Write note on significance of Lake Chilka. 2005 halves. Write note on Hussain Sagar. 2006 halves. Write about Buckingham Canal. 2008 halves.